Start recording. Great. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and get started. So what you should be seeing first on my screen is the work in progress summary screen. Okay. And then to go ahead and start a tax return, I can go under select a return or add a new return. Doesn't matter which one you choose, it will do the same process. So let me go ahead and click on select a return. And this is a live database, so I do have one that I kind of started here. The one that says test test. So normally what you would do is you would click on here, press add, and you write the social of the dependent, you press OK. And then once you press OK, it will populate and show you this. Okay. So this one here is the one that I already started because I don't want to create too many on the software. But this one in particular, if you see it here, here's the social, and automatically took you over to the date of birth. I had to put that information in as the client, as I was entering information for the client. I'm going to change the date of birth, and then I would start there with name. And let's go ahead and just leave it as test. Press enter, test again, and now this is the last payer's name. Remember always to look down here at the bottom, guys, and it'll give you some clue about what you need to be entering in that particular field. I'm going to press enter again, then I go down to occupation. I'm going to click on choices, and there's some choices here that I have. If you don't have a choice, or if you're brand new, your software might not have any choices there available, then you just enter the occupation of that client, your manager, okay? Then the next one here, I'll press enter again, enter again. I will go in and put in the phone number of the client. Always try to get as much information from a client as possible. When it comes to something that there's a problem or an error, you want to make sure you have as much contact information as available. Press enter again, you would enter the cell number as well. Here, you would enter an email address. Let's just do, and I'm going to put everything in caps here, test at tsgtaxpros.com. Okay, press enter again. You always want to select an X here on the text message, so that way you're able to send a text message to your client in the future. If you do not have the cell number there X selected, you won't be able to send a text message and use that feature that's up here under send a text. Okay. So then we're going to go down here to this area, and then we do want to enter the driver's license name and state issue ID. So here you would enter the number of the driver's license. Press enter, it takes you to state. Enter again, you're going to go to the issue date. Again, I'm just making this up because, of course, we're just testing this. 02, and we'll do 2018, okay? Press enter again, see how this box shows here. Go down to the bottom area and the active options, and it gives you the option to put D for driver's license or S for state. So I'm going to click a D for driver's license, press enter, and it's going to take me to the filing status. Again, you can go down to this area and look to see what the filing status is. I'm going to press a 1, press enter. I'm going to make this person single. If you notice here, I already have the address entered on there, but this is where you would enter the address of the client, okay? And the next part here that you have to enter is you would ask the client if the person is going to receive a direct deposit. So they want the funds to go directly to the direct deposit account. If the answer is yes, you can enter the banking information. I usually start with the routing number. So I gotta make sure we get the routing number right. If not, it gives me an error. So yeah, I gotta make sure. Let me go ahead and go under here, bank. Let me go under one of these on the choices and just select one of these. Again, if you're brand new to your software, you might not have all of these on there because remember the database is going to be growing as you're entering information. On this one in particular, I already have some on this. I'm just going to go ahead and select it. The routing number is specific, so if you entered it incorrectly, it'll give you that pop-up of that error that I just gave you now. So normally what I ask guys is always make sure at the bottom of the check, make sure you read the numbers from left to right to ensure that you're entering the routing number and the account number correctly. Once you've entered that, then you would enter the name of the bank that they have as well. Then it's going to take you down to account number. So I would do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm just guessing on this one. Enter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's going to ask you to enter it again to ensure that you're entering the information correctly. Press enter. Then you have to make a choice whether they are checking or savings. So I would select the X here for checking for this client. The next one here is a referral type. So you want to go under choices again and select on here. There's a couple of choices here. So I would choose choice, let's say Facebook, and I would put Facebook ad, okay? Maybe you did a special promotion, okay? Or maybe someone's a relative or a friend, right? So then you would choose a different, so you would choose a certain type of referral type and write a description on it as well, okay? If you do not want to create this client referral, you don't want it on there, there is a way to disable it, but I highly recommend it because you want to take a look at how your clients are coming to see you or how your client base is growing. The next one here under Wealth Protection Plus, you have to make a choice of the person interested in purchasing that. You will say yes or no. On this one, I'm just going to select no at this time. If you want to know a little bit more about audit assistance, you can definitely reach out to your account executive to help you with that. The next one here is the part of asking a question about the healthcare coverage. I mentioned this in a webinar earlier today, but here you have to make a choice of whether the person has healthcare coverage through their job or Medicaid or Medicare, or maybe they purchased it outside the marketplace. If they have a 1095A, then you would enter the information. You would click an X here, and if you're including or they're going to be assessed a possible penalty, then you would enter it here as well under X. But on this one, let's just go with this one here in X. So the person had healthcare coverage to their job. We're going to go down a little bit further, and now you would enter the dependent information. So here I'm just going to make up a name. We'll do Edia Test, okay? And then we'll enter date of birth, okay, and a social. Press enter, and then in the relationship, you can go under choices and select a choice on there as well. That is already in the system. So son, oh sorry, I'm a girl. So daughter, enter, and then MO is going to be for number of months dependent live for taxpayer. Okay, so we enter a 12 here and press enter. Okay, now you've entered the basic information for the client. Now you need to go ahead and enter now what type of income this person has. So you will go under add form. When you go to add form, it automatically gets calculated or updated to the W-2. You select inside of it, and it will populate the W-2. So here you will enter the information. Again, I'm just making up some numbers here. I'm going to press enter. This database that we have has existing already EIN number and information, so it's going to automatically populate. But for all you guys that are brand new to the software or you're just transferring your information, you might have to enter the name of the company, the address, city, state, and zip code one by one until your database starts growing and recognizing that this EIN belongs to this address as well. The next one here, it goes down to wages. So I'm just going to come up with a wages amount, $15,000. I'm going to press enter. Taxes withheld, let's do $1,500. Press enter. If the person has any additional information in box 13, 12, or 14 in this area here, then obviously would enter it as well and enter that information. Now we've entered the basic information of a W-2. Okay, we're going to go over here to client data, so I can just kind of come out of the screen so we can refresh. So let's next say at this point the client is satisfied, they're happy at this point. What you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and click on verify. When you click on verify, it's going to take you to the EIC checklist or the question. I'm going to press enter here, X enter, X enter, X enter, and X enter. Okay, so you have to go through those choices in order for it to be completely completed. Some of you guys, when you click on verify, you might have a longer list of EIC checklist questions. Just follow the same guidance. You want to go through them and click X enter, X enter. Remember, the software is going to take you automatically to the right answer. If you want to understand a little bit more about it, you should have had some kind of earned income, due diligence training. But either way, go ahead and go through the IRS software, IRS update, and the IRS website, and it will give you some more information. But those are questions that you need to answer in order to qualify for the earned income credit. At this point now, if you notice, the software kind of already took me to the 8879. The 8879, to see it here, this is a form. It's for an e-file signature authorization. So we're saying that electronically, the customer is saying that they would like to have this refund sent to them, this return sent on their behalf electronically. So on here, it says we're refund type, you have to choose how that person is going to now pay you and also receive their refund. So we're going to select on 5 because this person is going to choose to do a bank product. I'm going to press enter, okay? Press enter again. You notice now on the left-hand side, a bank application just populated here on the left-hand side. So you're going to go over to the bank application, okay? And the bank application is going to show up here on this one, Refund Advantage. Some of you guys might have a different bank, but most of us, I think, to have a Refund Advantage application. All applications are very similar, okay? So on here, you're going to notice that we have to enter specific information. So on here, I had to answer, and what that person is going to receive, excuse me, that person is going to receive a bank product. In other words, have that person selected a bank product, and it's going to ask you if that person had a bank product, if you're planning to do it again in the future in the same year. You will press the N here on no, okay? The next one is primary taxpayer is military personnel on active duty. Then you will press the N there as well, okay? On here, Y is the person a prior year return RT customer. In other words, did last year, did that customer have a bank product that they had done also on their tax return? If the answer is yes, press yes. If the person says no, I've never used a bank product, I've always paid up front, whatever the case might be, then you enter the answer there correctly. But on this one, we're going to say yes and yes on these particular two, okay? On this one here, you do have to press the X here, okay? This X here lets the bank application know that the taxpayer has reviewed and understands that the fees are going to be coming out of their refund, okay? The next part here, if you notice on here, I clicked the X here already, but on X here, what this does is that it automatically transfers all the driver's license information, the one that was up here in the client data. All this that you entered here, now on the bank application, when I go on this side here, it's going to transfer all that data over, okay? Because even though you already entered it here in the client data, remember that the bank application is an additional step that you must take because the person is requesting to have the fees that are supposed to be paid to you. They want that money to come out of the bank product. So there's another application. It's mandatory that you have to fill out all this information, and the bank wants to confirm that you actually saw the driver's license and that you've entered all the appropriate information, okay? Then we'll go down to this bottom part over here. If you have an advanced opportunity, you can select that there, but most of us are not going to be eligible for that. Some of you guys will. Please contact your account executive. But anyway, on this next part here where it says RT account, this is where you would enter if the person is going to receive a cashier's check, a direct deposit, or instant fast money prepaid. If it's a check, then you leave it there. If it's a direct deposit, you click on X here, press enter. If you notice here, client pass-through, you would have to click an X here as well, so that way it can transfer all the information over. So all this information that was transferred over, if you go to the client data, that same information that we just entered here under the bank and the routing information, okay? So you must enter it in both places. So the bank and the routing and account number is here, and also in the bank application, you must also select this pass-through to make sure that when the funds get to the when the funds get from the IRS to the banking partner, that banking partner knows that that customer wants that refund to be sent direct deposited to that account, okay? Then we're going to go up here to verify again, because I need to make sure that everything is correct. So at this point, what we're going to have is you're going to have this one little error that comes up here. This is fine, because this is telling you that they need to make sure that the bank product is being printed out and the client can see it. And the way that we're going to do that or get rid of this error here is we're going to close it, and now we are ready for that client to sign the tax return, okay? In order also for that client to see what their refund is going to be after the bank product, remember, always go to filing options and choose column number 3, and here their refund is $5,812, okay? But on here, after you remove the $359, which is the total cost that's going to be removed out of that person's refund, they're going to receive direct deposit $5,453. Now, all these fees vary, depending on your software. Okay, this is just an estimate, but it all varies. But that's going to be the amount that you provide to the client that they're going to receive in the form of a check, or if it's going to go direct deposit. Okay. So now what we're going to do is that we're ready to sign this tax return. So we're going to go up here where it says print. When you click on print, you're going to click on final tax return. You're going to click on it. This box is going to populate. You're going to click on next. Give it a moment, and now you have the print final return. Okay. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to click on sign doc. When sign doc comes up, you're connected with your signature pad. If you don't have a signature pad, make sure that you have one. It's a great tool. It kind of makes it a one-step process, and it really eliminates a lot of the paperwork. What I'm going to do now is my signature pad is actually connected. So I'm going to do a, here we go, I'm going to do a signature under test. I'm then going to press OK. Give it a moment. And now you're going to have a PDF that populates in front of your screen. And this, guys, is a copy of the tax return for that client. If you notice in the areas where it needs to be signed, it is signed. This is the bank document as well, okay? And it explains to them the fees. And all the way down, you can go through and you can see anywhere where they needed to sign from a bank document or also from a 1040 standpoint, right? From the actual tax return is going to be signed as well. So if we go down here to the 1040, the signature is there as well, and the test. Your prepared signature is also captured there as well. And this is the actual copy of the tax return, okay? Now, if we go all the way down to the bottom, okay, under this part here, we're going to go to the part where you start seeing a watermark. If yours doesn't come up with a watermark, guys, just give support a call and we'll walk you through that. Because on here, under the client copy, you're going to be able to show them and print out a copy of this for the client. And you want to use the one that says client copy. That way your PTIN number is masked, and also you can create it where in the software it will also mask the Social Security number as well for their protection, okay? So then you would go on here and then right-click, this page is 41 through 51, as you guys see it there. This is page 41. So I would right-click, print, and you choose the pages that you would like to print for the client. Okay. In this particular case, I choose 41 through 50 or 41 through 42, or you can choose also the ones that include the bank product as well, which is mandatory also for the banking if you have a banking partner. Okay. So that completes the completing a tax return. You can also email this tax return to the clients as well. You can go down here in this area and email a tax return. So we'll walk you through that as well when you're ready to do that. But that is basically walking you through a simple tax return, making sure that you do all the proper verifications and that that return is now ready to be transmitted. So now what we would do is actually we would queue under this part here. When you click on queue, you're going to go on here, select it. Sorry, I think it gave me a little error here. Hold on a second. There we go. Sorry about that. And queue it out. Okay, and when you see it on queue, you'll see queue and federal, okay? When you click on queue here, what it does is that it automatically kind of closes the return and it locks it. So now this return queued, if we go to the work in progress on this part here, on the work in progress, this return is now ready to be transmitted to the IRS. So you would click on transmit to central site. I'm not going to do it on this particular case, and you would just click transmit and it would send that return out to that client. As you guys know, the IRS is not open until the 23rd. So we'll advise you and let you guys know when you guys are able to transmit. Always make sure that you guys are looking at your secure email and your bulletins or any information that comes from your account executive or also from our staff when they email you on any pending updates that are happening, okay? If you get any errors or any issues that you did not foresee or, you don't understand, always remember, try to transmit the central site, okay, and do your software updates on a regular basis. An email was sent to all of you guys, probably I think it was on Thursday, to make sure that you are constantly updating your software and make sure that you're on the latest version, which is version 2017.011, okay? Thank you so much, guys, and as always, you guys know you can contact us at any time to support with your account executive, and we'll help you to make sure you have a successful tax season. Thank you so much.